Hey, Coach, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get started.
The only persons not practicing were Ronald Jones and Brashard Perriman.
First question will come from Rick Stroud.
Hey, BA, I guess Tristan and Ryan Jensen were suited up. What were they able to do? How did they look? And how do you feel about Sunday?
Yeah, they both moved around in individual drills, and we didn't put them in any team stuff so they wouldn't get tripped or anything. So it's still 48 hours, and they're progressing nicely.
And with Perriman's situation, is it more likely than not that we might see John Brown? And how has he looked this week?
John Brown has looked really good, and he fit right in. Knew we had a lot of recall on what we were doing. So yeah, we'll see if we're going to make that move because Cyril practiced today some and looked okay.
Thanks.
Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach, I know you said last week Ronald Jones wasn't really able to reach top speed. There were some issues with that. What were you able to see out of him this week?
Nothing. He didn't do anything.
I'm sorry, did I say Ronald Jones? I meant to say Leonard Fournette. I apologize.
Leonard Fournette, he looks fine. He looks good. He didn't have the setback he had last week, so we'll wait and see.
And when do you anticipate you will make a decision as far as Ryan Jensen and Tristan Wirfs?
Probably an hour and a half before the game.
Thank you.
Ira Kaufman.
Bruce, I want to ask you a little bit about Gronkowski going into this game. Bruce, given Von Miller and Donald and Floyd, Bruce, that balancing act going through your head right now about trying to utilize Gronk maybe more as a blocker, but you want him downfield. How's that balancing act going in your head?
Yeah, we've got a number of different things in the game plan. Gronk's very, very critical in the passing game to be sitting back there blocking too much. But you can use them in different ways. And but the guys who are playing have to block their guys.
And Bruce, what's your anticipation about Ramsey? Could we see a Ramsey Evans chess match out there, or do the Rams not use him in that particular style?
They have at times, but he plays nickel some. He's all over the place. So I would anticipate some of it, but I wouldn't say it's going to be wholesale.
Okay, thanks, Bruce.
Scott Reynolds.
Hey, Bruce, did Brashard Perriman suffer another injury, or is this just not being able to play through his hip injury?
Yeah, it really wasn't a hip. He's got a torn muscle in his side.
Okay. And, Giovanni Bernard came up big for you last week. He also came up big for you in the fourth quarter of that first Rams game, but he's had some injuries, first against the Rams with the knee and then later with the hip. That you haven't been able to see him for the whole season, but in the times that you have, what does this guy bring to the table for you, and what do you really like about his game the most?
He's a very productive pro. I mean, he's a pro. He's prepared. His quickness. He's an excellent inside runner and a heck of a receiver. So he brings a lot of things that we can utilize in a game plan, not just third down.
Thank you, Bruce.
We'll go to Sarah Walsh. If any media have questions, please raise your hand.
Hi, Bruce. When you watch Aaron Donald, as opposed to all the players that you've seen throughout your career, what is it, I guess, maybe that's so special about this guy when you watch him?
For a guy of his size, his strength and his quickness, that combination is very unique. I mean, there have been a lot of great three techniques in different shapes and sizes, and he's one of the best I've seen. But I mean, go through history, boy, there's been some great ones.
Scott Reynolds.
Bruce, Jordan Whitehead's in a contract year, and he's really played his best football this season. What have you seen from Jordan's growth over the last 3 years that you've been here, and how would you describe him as a defensive player?
Well, he's a hitter, and he's a guy that's always prepared. He's really, really improved his pass defense in the last year and a half, and he's a force because he's one of those guys that he's going to bring it. He's going to cause turnovers, and you love having him on your squad.
Thanks, Bruce.
Leo Haggerty.
Coach, Ndamukong Suh is one of the players that you really don't get asked about because he's always available. How important is it that this guy just shows up week after week after week and gives you that great effort and great performance?
No, it's amazing. He's got a routine, like I said, I don't fool with because it works. He hasn't missed a game in whatever it is, 12 years, and still playing at an extremely high level. And I would expect him to have a big game this week.
Last question will come from Jenna Lee.
Hey, Coach, asked about Tristan earlier, and we didn't see him the other 2 days this week. How is he doing in terms of pain and in terms of swelling? I know he had his ankle taped when he was out there today, so I guess he shed the boot.
Yeah, I mean, there's not that much. That leg's so big, it's hard to tell.
Thank you.
All right, that's all I have. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.